You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries, as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family and your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. First timer on Ron Siegel Radio, Victoria Rader, You to Shine, is with us. Good morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here. First timer. I love it.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we're celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Let's see. I looked at this one. Back to the Future Day. 1989. Wonder how much of the things that they predicted in 1989 when that movie came out are happening now. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things. I think it's more like 1984 was a book. And I think those are the things that are really happening now. Let's see what else we've got. Reptile Awareness Day. I don't really think so. Not there. Witch Hazel Day. National Apple Day. I guess Apple a Day keeps the doctor away. Is that an old one? But you know something? I have beaten anorexia. So we're going to stick with National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. Okay, I don't know. I like cheesecake. I don't know if I'm a big fan of pumpkin cheesecake, but I enjoy the cheesecake. So we'll go with it. You know, I'd have to go and try one just as a public service to make sure it's a good thing to be celebrating today. Do we want to look and see what the markets are doing today? The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 310 points. The S&P 500 is down 22 points. NASDAQ down 21 points. Oil up $1.24 a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury, that one is up almost 10 basis points. 4.17 on the 10-year Treasury.
Ow!
That means interest rates are moving up. If you've been thinking about buying a house, in the Mortgage Minute coming up after the break, I'm going to tell you, should you or should you not be buying a house right now? I will give you the definite answer. It is quite simple. I'll share that knowledge with you. Again, right after the break, I'm going to tell you about that part. Gasoline prices. Do we want to look at the gasoline prices? Okay, we're in Southern California. Average of a gallon of gasoline, $4.64 a gallon. Now, we know our governor, he thinks that it's price gouging is what's causing that. I think it's gouging, but I don't think it's by the oil companies. It's by our state government. 28% taxes and fees is what we're lucky enough to pay in California for gasoline. And there's two measures right now that are basically going to add more money, more taxes. So one measure, 65 cents a gallon they want to add to it. Now, we're already $1.50 higher than the national average of a gallon of gasoline. $1.50 higher. Josh over there, 430. What are you about? 430, 440, Josh? 430, 440. The average for the state of Nevada is 387. And we know that when you're in the big cities, it's a half a dollar cheaper. We've already established that. So 464 in California. Aren't we lucky to be leading the country? But hey, you know something? I have no sympathy because we keep voting for the same people. Yes, I know Facebook and X. I think X was, I didn't know X. I think it was the last one that banned us, Josh. I think we're back on X again. Twitter. And they say that we give bum information. I wonder what it is they think is false information. I cite every resource. It's not like the New York Times that has anonymous sources, right? I got my prices for gasoline. They come from AAA. We get them every morning. You can go right there on the AAA website, gasprices.aaa.com. We cite the references, where we're getting our data. When you look at our mortgage market report every morning, as early as the data allows, we cite the sources. You know, I've been telling everybody that the Bureau of Labor Statistics issues that BS report. Well, if you looked at our report that we sent out on Friday, we actually documented that the Bureau of Labor Statistics had the highest seasonal adjustments. The ADP report, highest seasonal adjustments. Retail sales, highest seasonal adjustments. Now, not that they use average seasonal adjustments or mean seasonal adjustments, but these are all data that you can go back and actually source every bit of what we tell you. So when we say the data is manipulated, explain to me where I'm wrong, right? The data is the data. We get a lot of data from our friend Danielle DiMartino Booth, right? She worked for the Federal Reserve for 9 years. Pretty good source of data, isn't it? And we talk about, well, what happened? What's going on in the marketplace? Well, how can anybody forecast anything with any level of accuracy when you never know what data they're going to manipulate next? And we show you exactly where the data is manipulated from. It's unbelievable when you consistently look at these things and try and figure out, okay, if you're going back to put seasonal adjustments, it'll date back to 2002. Can somebody really believe that data? Right? The Bureau of Labor Statistics showed us that we gained jobs. Okay, but if we take out the seasonal adjustments, we lost jobs. If you look at the year-over-year numbers, retail sales came out on Thursday. It took us a little while to just look at the data and find out real numbers. You have to dig in to get that. The mainstream media doesn't like digging in to get that information. They just want to report whatever's told to them. That's why they have no problem giving us fake data. But here's some unadjusted retail sales numbers. These are year-over-year changes. Tell me if this feels more like what you're experiencing than what we get from these BS reports that come out. Autos down 3.55%. Furniture down 5.26%. Electronics down 6.6%. Gasoline down 11.36%. These are sales numbers. Health and personal care, that was up. Yeah, health and personal care. We got a headache. That's why we spent more, 3.72%. Miscellaneous stores up 6.73%. Non-online stores, 7.85%. Jobless claims, a worrying 80% of year-over-year increase in the exhaustion rate for unemployment benefits, signaling trouble ahead. Yet the politicians tell us how great things are. Do you really believe them, or do you believe what you see? Is inflation coming down, or did you just go to the grocery store and you can carry $100 worth of groceries and it all fit in one bag? It used to be 3 or 4 bags. You got to love these social media companies and the media that lie to us all the time. And then they put tags on people like me who can cite every resource as misleading information. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, why did more people decide to sell their homes recently? What to expect from mortgage rates and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit RonSiegelRadio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates, with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. OBMMI, yeah, they don't tell us the points paid, the points received, or the APR. They simply tell us the number we need to know to put into our mortgage calculator. And if you don't have a mortgage calculator, shame on you, because I give it away every single business day right here on Ron Siegel Radio. RonIsMyLender.com. RonIsMyLender.com. We have that data for you all the time. So go and check that part out. Let's see what rates did on Friday. And I think Josh has those on the screen. Okay, scoreboard, 3 down, 2 up. 30-year conventional fixed, 6.453. That was down. Jumbo 30-year fixed. That was up 6.879. FHA 30-year fixed. That was up 6.164. VA 30-year fixed. Down. I love that when the VA loan goes down. 5.947. USDA loan. That's for our friends that are in the rural areas. Generally no down payment. 6.143. That one was down. Again, if you want our market commentary every weekday morning as early as the data allows, rsrlinks.com/market minute. rsrlinks.com/market minute. Let's take a look and see what's going on right now. So the S&P 500 is down 26 points. 10-year Treasury is up 10 basis points. Mortgage-backed securities, this is the bond. When the bond goes down, rates go up. Bond is down a lot today. It's down 44 basis points. That is a big move on the bond. Oh. Yeah. Why? Well, maybe is it just history repeating itself and no one else is talking about it? Could be. We're going to tell you why. What happened in the last couple of years, maybe, and hopefully this year as well, is that we see that the 10-year Treasury moves down every year right around this time. But we're getting close to the date each year as well. We look at history to try and see if it's going to repeat itself or to predict the future. So in 2022, the 10-year yield started in October at 3.57, rose to 4.33 by October 25th. In 2023, yields started October at 4.61, but then rose to over 5% by October 20th. In both instances, the October high was the high of the year, and then yields moved sharply lower. Will we see that pattern again this year? We're going to watch it. What else is going on? China cuts its central bank rate by 0.25% in their latest effort to support their housing and stock markets. Raphael Bostic has been one of the most hawkish Fed members, and earlier this month said he would be open to the idea of pausing rate cuts at the upcoming November 7th meeting if the data supported it. In his most recent media appearance on Friday, Bostic made the case for patient reductions in the Fed funds rate, eventually getting it to somewhere between 3 and 3.5% by the end of the year. He said he is not in a rush to get to the neutral rate. Bostic seems concerned that inflation could stall out because the Fed hasn't been restrictive for long enough. How's that feel to you? So he wants to be patient. His comments are a bit surprising as the Fed has been and is still very restrictive on the economy, with the Fed funds rate at 4.875. Now think about that. He's saying next year it should be between 3 and 3.5, and right now we're at 4.875, and core PCE inflation at 2.7%. We also know that inflation should be much lower, but due to the lagging shelter readings, it appears higher. Last week we broke down how the core PCE would be at 2.2 if it weren't caught up to real-time rental indicators like apartment lists. Bostic does, however, envision further rate cuts ahead. So we're going to watch all of those things for you. The bottom line is, should you be buying a house right now? The answer is always, 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 always the same. It depends. What's your unique situation? So that's why we have to have a consultation about it. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And today we get to learn about dreams, like life dreams. Victoria Rader is with us, founder of You2 Shine. Welcome.
Thank you, Ron. I've taken a bunch of notes.
Uh-oh, is that good or bad?
And we're going to find out. It depends.
It depends. There we go. Okay. I like that one. That's fitting. So how do you create life of their dreams for people? How have you found some, just give us a hint as to how you do what you do.
Well, talking of dreams, we're all living either a dream or a nightmare, right? Daily and nightly for some of us.
Sometimes
And
both.
sometimes both, right? And to a point at which you said, don't people see it? Do they not believe what they see? And I have an answer for you. They don't. People are not able to believe what they see. People only see what they believe. And it's true not just
That,
of all people, it's true of us. We only
that's
see
pretty
what we
interesting that
believe.
they only see what they believe.
Yeah,
I guess
very much
that's,
so.
something I guess we could really tell that for sure now as we're in this election season. People, well, maybe it's what the media tells them over and over again is what they start to believe. Could that be?
In terms of what I'm working with, it's a reticular activating system. There's a little nerve ending in the bottom of your head that actually mutes everything at this time that you're not focusing on. And until you point attention to it, bring attention to it, it just doesn't exist to you. So we are wired with certain paradigms internally. Those are the ones that are creating a life of a nightmare, a dream, and everything in between. Those are the same ones that are saying, all right, Ron, do not think of a red car. Do not think of a red car. Do not think of a red car. Ron, what are you thinking about? Why am I thinking about the red car?
So, and I've done some studying a little bit on, and we've talked a little bit on the program about this reticular activator. A lot of people don't understand how strong that is. Can you explain what that is first off?
Yes, absolutely. It is the filtration system. Our conscious mind is much, much, much slower than our subconscious mind. What does it mean? At this point, our ability to perceive all reality without processing it consciously is at 2 million bits per second. What does it mean? My skin feels the temperature. I didn't think about it until I've mentioned it. My heart is pumping my blood. My lungs are breathing. There are flies just because I, noticed one. So our subconscious absorbs information at a very fast speed. Now, our conscious mind, the one that processes and assigns meaning, is much, much slower. It is actually processing only 400 bits per same second. So there's a discrepancy between capacity of 2 million bits and capacity of 400. So which 400 out of 2 million do we process is determined by this incredible apparatus that's called reticular activating system. And so it will process only that which we are naturally wired to be seeking. The run into the ground example, but a great one, is that when you have twins and you didn't see anybody having twins before, and now you're holding your two twins, and all of a sudden they're popping up everywhere. Everybody all of a sudden is having twins. Or you're reading a book and all of a sudden everybody is talking about the same thing. And that is because all of that was happening already in the 2 million bits reality. But you're now with a reticular activating system filtering everything to only the one that you are consciously aware and consciously are thinking about.
That's pretty interesting because it's just basically bringing things up to the forefront. It sounds like it's we were already thinking about it. It's just that it was back in the very back of the database, and now it's brought to the top.
Absolutely. And it's done through the form of questioning. What media has, I believe, done most damage in simplifying and dumbifying the questions, because our brain cannot resist answering a question. I'm going to ask you, what number are you thinking about?
11.
Okay, were you thinking about the number before I asked you?
No.
Of course not. Of course not. So I've just presupposed and immediately triggered a response. So if I'm going to ask a person, why does your life suck? Why is your husband so stupid? What is wrong with you? They cannot resist answering a question. It's really a control of the mind game. But if I'm going to ask a person, how are you going to overcome it? What's the best way you're going to handle it? How much better can it get? They cannot not answer the question. And so the power of direction of the mind lies in a question that is being asked.
That's fascinating. So if we really wanted to do better, it's not a matter of us making statements. It's a matter of us asking questions, it sounds like.
Absolutely. In the Bible, it says, ask and you shall receive. And the New Age takes it and says, ask for stuff and it'll come to you. I'm all in favor of affirmation, manifestation. I teach it the right way. But it's dumbifying the most profound statement. Ask and you shall receive. Meaning, whatever you ask, whatever question you formulate, the reality as you created will bring to you. Ask and you shall receive.
Okay, so I'm going to throw it out there then, Victoria. I think the Powerball is at 400 million right now. What are the numbers? I want to, maybe if I ask it, will I receive the numbers?
Oh, there you go. Ask specifically, my friend. The question, you walk into the room, there are crayons all over the room, right? There is 1 million crayons on the floor, and you say, I want a crayon. And so that's how the specificity of the question works. Actually, Einstein said, if you give me an hour to solve any problem, I will spend the first 55 minutes on coming up with the right question. For if I know the question to ask, I will solve any problem in 5 minutes. So come up with a better question, my friend.
Okay. I'll work on that. Hey, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, more with Victoria Rader. We're going to chat with her, and we're going to talk about why did more people decide to sell their homes recently, what to expect from mortgage rates and home prices in 2025, all that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the first Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com. Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference in the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Why did more people decide to sell their homes recently? Homeowners typically slow down their moving plans as the summer months wrap up, and as a result, fewer homes are listed for sale in the fall. It's a predictable seasonal trend in real estate, but this year, mortgage rates came down at the same time the number of homes on the market usually starts to decline. So what happened? More homeowners decided to sell, so more homes came to the market. Most recent data from Realtor.com reveals that in September, the number of homes put up for sale increased by 11.6% compared to this time last year. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feeds, you are seeing a chart. The typical September declines in homes coming to the market didn't happen. That number actually went up. Look at that. Ralph McLaughlin, senior economist at Realtor.com, explains why there was an unseasonable rise. Quote, this sharp rise is largely due to the decline in mortgage rates in mid-August, enticing homeowners to sell, unquote. So as rates came down at the end of the summer, more people jumped into the market and decided to make their move. What does this mean if you're looking to buy a home? It means more fresh options to choose from than you've had in a while, not the ones that have been sitting around unsold. But keep in mind, mortgage rates have been volatile lately, tipping up slightly in the recent weeks, which could limit the number of people who feel comfortable with the idea of selling in the months ahead. And in this market, it's mortgage rates that are largely driving homeowner decisions. Why buy now rather than wait? Whether you're looking for a starter home and upgrade or hoping to downsize, you have more homes to choose from right now. And if you can find what you're looking for, know that these new, fresh options won't be on the market forever. So staying on top of what's available in your local area with a trusted agent is key. And remember, 1 month doesn't make a trend. So what does that mean going forward? Whether more homeowners than normal continue to put their homes on the market will largely depend on what happens with mortgage rates and the economic factors that impact them, like inflation, employment, and the reactions by the Federal Reserve. With that in mind, now might be your moment while more homes are available if you're ready, willing, and able to buy this fall. Lawrence Yoon, chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, NAR, explains, quote, the rise in inventory and more technically the accompanying month supply implies more home buyers are in much improved position to find the right homes at more favorable prices, unquote. Bottom line, as rates came down at the end of summer, sellers started to trickle back into the market, which means buyers have more choices right now. Give me a call at 800-306-1990. We'll chat about your unique situation, see what makes sense for you. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at the real-time real estate segment, brought to you by rsrmoney.com. rsrmoney.com. We are continuing our conversation this morning, and we are fortunate to have, or thrilled to have, truly remarkable guest joining us, Victoria Rader. Victoria is a globally recognized possibility coach and the visionary founder of U2 Shine. She's been featured in Forbes and has made appearances on major networks like CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, and more. Victoria is a true pioneer in the field of quantum personal development, helping people break free from limitations and take quantum leaps toward their best lives. Ooh, she's smart. PhD in metaphysical studies, and through innovative tools like quantum freedom and apps like Empower Me, She's transforming lives across the globe. Also a best-selling author, award-winning speaker, and his work has even reached the moon. Whoa. You got a lot going on there, Victoria.
Just a little bit.
Some of your degrees there, I can't even spell them, no less what the heck they mean. And you've been on we should be really honored because we just got a little show here in California, just, a little state.
Hey,
you've been all over.
we all heal our lack of significance in different ways, don't we? To the point here. Some of us just need to run and get a lot of pieces of paper until we find that we don't need them. So, we all have our own path of journey back home to who we are. So there you have it. Mine is spilled out.
That's funny that you say that because I've got some friends of mine that have made those comments. Ron, you've got a veteran mortgage advisor certificate. You're a certified liability advisor, certified divorce lending associate, certified mortgage advisor. Which one do you like? And I said, I don't know, whichever one somebody needs. That's what I draw upon.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit. What is quantum personal development?
It's combining the concept of personal development that we all have come accustomed to understand, and some of us love and pursue, which is getting better in the best possible way, which usually means mind over matter. Change your mindset, and your habits will follow, and the results will follow, and it's developing that way. And then you have a quantum understanding. It's a big word now because we are tapping into quantum physics. And we understand that every single situation doesn't have just black or white outcome, unless it's an American election. It has infinite possibilities, which, by the way, it also does, right? Anything can happen. Like anything really can happen. Even when it appears that there is only two outcomes, if you pause and you say, oh my gosh, there's so many things that could go whichever way, anything really could happen. By me saying anything could happen, your brain goes, oh yeah, something could happen to one of them or to both of them. Something could happen to the planet. Meteor could hit us the day before election. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute. And the more you ponder on that, the more you understand that in quantum reality, there are infinite possibilities. Not just one or two all of a sudden, not linear, not binary, but infinite possibilities. And that's when the game begins of quantum personal development. When you pause and you look at any situation and you understand there is infinite possibility, then you're going to say, what is my current probability? And how do I shift it to a higher possibility? And so that's the journey of quantum personal development, of not just setting a goal that you knew was a goal and grinding it and then standing at the top of that with my PhD or your 9,900 certificates and shaking it and saying, I got it. And then the voice inside goes, what for? And you're like, shut up, I got it. And the voice is like, what for? Right? And so all of a sudden, before you do anything, you say, wait a minute, all of it is possible. Step one. All of it is possible for me. Huge difference of program. Step two. Number three, what is the best possibility for me? Step four, how do I make it probable? Wow, that's the outline for genuine quantum expansion.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff going on there. So how does somebody start this journey when you start looking and saying, okay, there's a million possibilities, and then I need to go through the 4 steps you just outlined?
Yeah.
How do I break that down into something that's bite size?
Absolutely. The first bite size is to see and to admit and to assess where you are, right? You can't get anywhere unless you know where you are. If you're in Kiev, I'm Ukrainian. If you're in Kiev and you need to go to Rio, your ticket will be very different than going from Munich to Rio. Okay, so you've got to know where you are. And what it means is that you got to know where you are in the prison of your mind. So many of us are inside the cell and we're so comfortable because we're getting food and water there. We don't even know we're not free. And so I say, your first step is, which wall are you pushing up against? Is it a wall of your relationship where you're feeling you're conforming? Is it a wall of your job? Find where you are conforming and pushing, because that is where you are imprisoned. And then we help you find the subconscious program that keeps you there. As a matter of fact, we've identified over 2 decades of practice that there are 50 self-sabotaging common programs that people carry. And so by finding one of them and then by implementing a technique to break free from it, all of a sudden the possibilities you didn't know exist open up for you.
How do you know which is the right one of the 50?
My recommendation is you've got to look at the list and see which makes you the most mad. Because
Okay.
you're carrying a charge. You go to mygiftoffer.com and there's a Quantum Leap ebook, free, completely free, and there are 50 of most commonly I don't want to say the word used, but the most commonly misused subconscious paradigms that are keeping us prisoners. I'll give you one. Let me think of what would be great for this show. They're out of the 50. How about this? We talked about the dream. How about the one of the 50 is that it's actually number 20, I believe, is that my dreams never come true. My dreams never come true. A lot of people stop dreaming because they have a record of, well, I had a dream as a kid to do something and it never happened. And people talking of the lottery, people say, I never win. Or whatever the limitation is, it comes from that my dreams never come true. And so why would a person have that? How was that first formed? So we find where that limitation was first formed, and then you actually go through a very powerful freeing technique. It's called Free Me EFT that releases that program. And what I mean by program, thoughts are electric. Every time you think something, there's an electrical signal. And every time there's an electrical signal, there's got to be a magnetic field around it. That's emotions. Thoughts are electric. Feelings are magnetic. We're electromagnetic, reprogrammable, beautiful, messed up human beings.
So, if I think about the thought that my dreams never come true, the question that comes up is, isn't that good? And when we come back, I want to dig into that with you. In fact, Josh, we may even skip our Borrow Smart today. Josh is laughing at me because we generally, when I get into these conversations, I talk too much. But I want to find out, my dreams never come true, but is that good? I want to ask you a little bit about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Reach me anytime, off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our program, you can always catch us again, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the first Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Quite simply, the very best loan product on the market, only for savvy investors. Got to have income and good credit, but that program will help you get out of debt and maintain liquidity, safety, liquidity, and return. Remember, those are the keys that we talk about whenever we're talking about borrowing: safety, liquidity, and return. That's the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Continuing our conversation, we are speaking with Victoria Rader. I guess I should have been calling you doctor all this time, but I didn't. Pardon?
Just Vika is good.
Vika, okay. So, Vika, before the break, we were talking, you mentioned the idea of number 20 in this list of 50 is my dreams never come true.
As a limitation.
As a limitation. But I'm going to question, isn't that good though sometimes? Because I want to dream. I tell my grandson, one's not old enough to understand, one's 3. And I'm always saying, dream whatever you want to dream, become whatever you want to become, strive to be the greatest. And, if it doesn't come true, that's not necessarily bad as long as you're giving it every effort you have. Am I off on that?
No, not at all. All right. But you're still actually empowering them to believe that there is a capacity. What do I mean by that? The limitation is my dreams never come true. If you really believe it, you're not going to dream. Why would you dream if your dreams never come true? You shift to a new paradigm. I am a powerful creator. My dreams manifest into reality. And that actually frees you to dream more and to dream bigger. We started with Back to the Future. I don't believe in coincidences. I actually think it's the law of synchronicity. Things are so powerfully aligned at all time. Eleanor Roosevelt said in the manual, in the little quantum ebook that I'm telling you about, number 20, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And so as you dream, as you believe in the beauty of your dream, what happens? Something very beautiful. And I've talked and interviewed and worked with thousands of clients. This is what happens for all of us. I know it has happened for me, and I know if you pause, you'll know it happened for you. You dream your dreams not to nail exactly what you're dreaming, but to receive unexpectedly something that is so much better than what you thought you were dreaming of. That's the purpose to keep dreaming, not to control the outcome, but to open yourself to an alignment with real, true miracles. That's the beauty of dreaming.
Interesting. So you got a lot going on. What's the favorite one of your products that you have?
The favorite by far is Empower-Me app. It's empowerme.love. It's my favorite because I use it daily. I use most of our products. All of them were created because I needed help and couldn't find it elsewhere. So I'm like, okay, fine. Here goes another thing.
Why not, right?
No, why not? I mean, so Empower-Me app is phenomenal. It is just, it serves you in a way that no other product that I know of is capable of. And I'm just very proud of it and love it.
Okay, is it Empower Me or Empower-Me?
Empower-Me, but this site is absolutely correct. Empowerme.love. It takes you to Empower-Me app.
Okay, good. So we're gonna have to try and check that one out after the show. And so, okay, now I'm gonna get myself in trouble here, because so how does all of this tie in with the current political and economic cycles?
Thanks heaven it doesn't. It is there to resolve them, not to be tied in them. It is there to free people, not to be, following to the slaughter. I'm a person that works with freedom. I grew up in the Soviet Union. I grew up in a place where there was no external freedom. And the joy of that, and I'll repeat, the joy of that was that very early on I understood that internally I'm untouchable, that I can think, believe, and feel anything I choose to. And that is true freedom, because when you vibrate at that confidence, things literally fall apart, break apart. The Soviet Union fell apart. I take full credit for it. It's my desire for freedom. And so, you know what? But jokes aside, I think the current political climate is the sign of a breakthrough. I teach on quantum leap, right? mygiftoffer.com, the 50 beliefs is the concept of quantum leap. What is quantum leap? When things are breaking apart, it is because it is time to break through. There is no other way. It is not gorgeous in the middle of this surgery. It looks like murder. We're in the middle of a surgery on freedom in this gorgeous country I chose to call my home, because I know what freedom is. I know what internally freedom is. And if I have to, by golly, I hope I won't to, I will die fighting for it. I'd rather live for it and through it, however. And so this is political climate. Things are shaking. Things are breaking apart. They're breaking apart to break through into the next level, I believe, of freedom. So very different take on it.
That's pretty amazing when you really think of it, because you come at, I mean, we all come at things from a different perspective, but I think, and I would submit that your perspective is a lot deeper, because you've experienced, we take a lot of our freedoms for granted. And when you've come from a different society, culture, you get a different vantage point to take a look and say, some of these guys are a bunch of jerks. They don't realize what they're asking for, or what they're praising in some senses.
Well, you know what? Let me give you my definition, my unsolicited definition of freedom. You're free to quote the genius. I'm just cracking up. I laugh at myself all the time, so it's really fun.
It's great.
So I grew up in a totalitarian society, which is meant what? You had no rights, you just had duties. Okay. And then when I came to the US, almost 30 years ago, there was a balance of rights and duties, and that was freedom to me. Freedom to me is a delicate yet sustainable balance of one's duties and rights. And what's happening right now is that we're confusing freedom with anarchy, where we all want to have rights and zero duties.
Wow.
So I believe the pendulum is swinging, and I'm watching it swing, but it is a pendulum. And I do believe that this powerful land will swing back to, here's the thing, I'm very open about all my views, because there's nothing to hide ever in a free country. I tell people, I am true pro-choice. People are like, what do you mean? Well, I am true pro-choice. I believe if you choose to have sex, that's a choice, and pregnancy or not pregnancy is a consequence. As a woman, if I'm raped, I did not choose for it. So my point of choice starts with to keep the fetus or not. But if as a woman, I chose to participate willingly, then the consequence is, unfortunately, either a disease or fortunately, pregnancy. That is the consequence. The problem is that when we continue turning consequences into choices, that is the beginning of eroding of freedom.
That's pretty powerful stuff. And I really appreciate it, because you're bringing a whole perspective that a lot of people don't get. I mention it quite frequently in our broadcast that I couldn't do and say a lot of the things I do and say on our program if I was in a different country and we didn't have the freedoms we have. So, and I love the idea that you're talking about that. Is it freedom or anarchy? And we seem to be heading more and more toward anarchy. So hopefully the only question I have though is, when you talk about a pendulum, sometimes when they swing too far one way, they swing too far the other way. And sometimes we really need to get into that balance. So hopefully we'll find that balance sometime soon. But I really appreciate you coming on. Josh, give us that link again as well. It's
mygiftoffer.com.
And so you have empowerme.love, and then you've got the other one that you have is
mygiftoffer.com for the quantum leap. That one is free and super powerful as a beginning of quantum leaping your life.
Beautiful. Mygiftoffer.com. Mygiftoffer.com is great as well. So go in there, get the ebook, the 50 things, read them, study them, and if you want more information, reach out to Victoria Rader. I'm sure that she can help you and become the best you that you can be. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio. Put me down upon my knees.